Hello, Huntington Beach, and welcome to another edition on Eye on HB. I'm Brenda Malili, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about Don Johnson and his comedy show that he had just last weekend. It was at the SeaLeg in Huntington Beach. It was awesome, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about Matthew Harper. Matthew Harper is a huge advocate for Huntington Beach, has done so many great things for us. He was former California State Assemblyman, Huntington Beach Mayor. He served on as councilman for HB City, also Transportation Authority Director. He's done so many things. Huntington Beach Union High School District Trustee, so many things. He's got so many other things that he wants to put into play. We talked to him earlier, and we hear that he's got a lot of things that he wants to do for the city, bringing the community together, making sure that we're safe when it comes to COVID-19. He's got some things in place as far as maybe building on certain things so that people can maybe have a better chance of finding, a job or whatever. But he was also the person who took part in starting the Van Skate Park and also doing a lot for the senior center right there in Golden West. So Matthew Harper has been a huge advocate for everybody here, but also in outlying cities as well. Newport Beach, Westminster. He is such an advocate for so many people, but also he's got a lot of new things on his mind that he wants to put in place. So we will talk about that in a little bit as well. So stay tuned.
Bluehost makes it easy to take your big dreams to new heights. With exclusive WordPress plugins and themes, so you can create a website that feels like you. Bluehost. Transcend the template.
Hello, Huntington Beach, and welcome to another edition of Eye on HB. I'm Brenda Malili, and I am here with Matthew Harper. If you don't know Matthew Harper, then you definitely aren't from here because, he's been Huntington Beach Mayor, former California State Assemblyman. So many things you've done, not only for this city, but for our complete state. So we've got OC Transportation, HBU Union High School District Trustee, so many things you've done. It's a slew of things, and he even was an integral part of opening up the Vans Skate Park and also working on the senior center. So many things you've done for us that puts, our community a little bit closer together, and I thank you for that. So now that you're running for re-election, tell me what primary plans you might want to put in place if and when you get reelected.
Well, the big thing right now that we're concerned about is making sure that we can address this COVID-19 issue and the economic fallout as a result of it. And we're going to make sure that we have to be economically responsible going forward so that we don't get the city in tremendous debt.
Yes, definitely. That's very important. So as far as so many people who had jobs before and now don't, anything in place to maybe open up more businesses or something for them?
Well, the one thing that we're constrained by here in California is the state. And so regardless of what the city council or the city of Huntington Beach does, we're still under the authority of the state of California. And so one of the things that I want to make sure to do is not only always be revisiting what's the information regarding COVID-19, what are the best practices, and making sure that we're mitigating the issues there, but we also need to make sure that the state has a roadmap. If you haven't noticed, there's no green tier. There's no all clear. There's no back to normal stage right now that the governor's laid out. And so I'm going to be an advocate for a green tier so that we have a roadmap to be able to get back to normal.
Oh my gosh, that is a great, everything that you said, I've always been thinking about because everybody's wondering, well, we're kind of in limbo here. What are we going to do? So now with you on our side, you've got a lot of great ideas. Things are going to be looking up, I believe. So I'm really happy for that. And just want to know, besides that, anything else that you have in your head that you might want to plan doing?
Of course. Some of the things that I think that are important is making sure not to neglect our infrastructure within the city of Huntington Beach. We need to keep maintaining and improving our roads. I served on OCTA, and so the improvements that are being made on the 405 freeway are going to be very significant for the city of Huntington Beach. You know, even if they're in Westminster or Fountain Valley, where are the folks who are driving through those cities to be able to get to the 405? And so those new, better off-ramps and on-ramps are going to be a big deal to so many of us who commute using the 405 freeway. I want to make sure that we're taking care of our parks and improving our parks within the city of Huntington Beach. As you pointed out, I'm very proud of the work that we've done on the senior center here in Huntington Beach. We used to have a senior center that was much smaller. It was a World War II era building, and it was substandard for a city of our size. And to be able to open that back up once we can is something that's very important to me, so people can utilize the senior center in Central Park to its fullest. And as you pointed out, making sure that the Van Skate Park is accessible to everyone throughout the city of Huntington Beach is a big deal. When I was on the school board for the Huntington Beach Union High School District, we actually worked to expand and improve the two stadiums in the district. So both Westminster, the stadium at Westminster High School, as well as the one at Huntington Beach High School, were being redone. We also had a smaller stadium that was put up at Ocean View High School. But because of the expansion at Huntington Beach High School Stadium, we actually displaced the skate park that was there. I held out my support, and what I was able to do is get a $50,000 commitment to the city of Huntington Beach so that the city could be able to replace that skate park in a different location. And so that fell by the wayside because we hit a recession not long after that 2007 decision. But by the time that I ran for city council in 2010, I was sounding the alarm. I said, that's a promise left unfulfilled, and we need to make sure that we fulfill that promise as a city. And so Vans heard about that, and they offered, well, if you can find a location, we'd be willing to build that skate park. We just want it available to be able to have maybe 5 or 7 competitions a year. Great deal. It's available free to the public.
Wow, there you have it, Matthew. Getting things done for Huntington Beach and beyond. I thank you so much for everything you do. Please, everybody, remember Matthew Harper when it comes to re-election. We really, really want this guy on our side because he is such an advocate for everything Huntington Beach and beyond.
Being a modern digital marketer is demanding. You work hard to maximize the visibility of your clients. If you had all your data in one place, you could analyze performance at a glance, and your job would be a lot easier. That's why we built Bright Local. We create a location dashboard for every client you manage and aggregate critical local SEO data, such as search rankings, local business listings, Google My Business, customer reviews, and social interactions. It's why over 3,000 SEO professionals trust us. Start today with a fully featured 14-day trial. Bright Local, making local SEO simple.
Okay, Huntington Beach, there you have it. So you've got a lot of things to think about, but remember, the polls are open from October 30th through November 3rd. So don't forget, you can do it in a ballot box, you can mail it. I know you can mail it as well, but whatever it is that you do, don't forget to vote. So now we're going to go back to John Johnson and his comedy show at SeaLegs.
Every day is a sweet surprise. The smell of days is simply the same. The winds of change have come and gone, but you're still by my side.
Hello, Huntington Beach, and welcome to another edition of Eye on HB. This is Brenda Malili, and I have the awesome John Johnson right here next to me. He is ready to do a show for all of us. I cannot wait. But I had a few questions that I wanted to ask, to kind of get in this guy's brain. So you got to tell me, how did this all happen? I mean, how did it happen for you?
Well, I've been doing comedy about 8 years here in the Huntington area, and instead of diving into LA where there's 20,000 amazing comedians up there. I just decided, like, I'm going to plant my flag in Huntington, where I lived for 20 years, and just bring comedy here. So that people don't have to drive all the way up to LA to get a great comedy experience. And we were lucky enough to come on board at SeaLeg. They still do have bands a lot, and I approached them about doing comedy a couple years ago, and it's been very, very a good experience. All the shows have gone well.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad you did that, because I was always looking for places to go to see comedy actors. Not very many around here, so I'm glad that you're here. But were you the kind of guy who made your parents crazy?
Not really. I had a very overbearing dad that I was afraid of. And I've had I went back to my high school reunion, and people said they were surprised I did comedy. They remembered me being quiet. And I don't remember. I guess I was quiet. So this is all kind of what I have bloomed into over the last 20 years or so. A lot of late nights and alcohol turn you into a comedian, I guess. I don't know. But,
did you have a mentor, somebody who maybe you did drama with, or there's got to be something that made you say, I'm pretty damn funny. So
you know what? I had a buddy named Rob Roth who would make everybody laugh all the time. He was kind of what I patterned myself after. He didn't even do comedy. And then I was friends with David Silvera, the drummer from Korn, for a lot of years, and he owned a restaurant downtown that I worked at. And I would, night after night after night, caught myself hanging out with him late night and just making him laugh for hours after hours. And I was like, I need to figure out how to make this a thing. I'm doing a private show for him every night. So I finally dove into comedy 8 years ago, and I felt like a fish in water as soon as I did it, and it's been fun ever since. And
so awesome. So when do you perform here at SeaLeg?
This summer, luckily, once the restrictions were open, so the patio dining was allowed, and this beautiful venue is almost an acre of land spread out outdoors right on the beach, and we do it every 2 weeks. The owner wanted me to do every week. Before COVID hit, we were planning 16 shows this summer. We've done 7, I believe, and next summer we'll be back at it. But it's been such a blessing, because I've had so many people come up to me, and they're so glad that they have something they can do. They feel comfortable here, and it's been really, really good. And the comedians too. A lot of them might have been booked, but because of this, I've been able to get really great people. We had Jay Moore last time from Staying Alive. We've had Jamie Kennedy, Ian Bagg, Lachlan Patterson, and Alonzo Bowden from Last Comic Standing. Craig Shoemaker tonight, the legendary, the love master Craig Shoemaker. So I've been just humbled and honored to have these guys come down and perform at my show here at SeaLeg.
Wow, you are amongst a lot of awesome people. So this is really cool.
Brenda, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I don't doubt that for 1 second. For 1 second. All right, so how are people going to know when to come for your show?
They connect to The John Johnson Show, those 4 words, The John Johnson Show, on Facebook, Instagram, my website. They can sign up. There's an email capture thing right at the top. They just do their email and their first name, and you will not be bugged about anything other than comedy, music, or awesomeness. No sales scams or anything. Just that's the best way, is email or Facebook, and it's worked out well.
Okay, you guys, so now you know. Okay, get online, check to see when he's going to be performing. Get over here, guys. I am so excited to see the show that's coming on pretty soon. So don't miss it. You've got the best view of all here, plus a lot of laughing going on. So don't miss it, and we will see you soon. So thank you for watching another edition of Eye on HB. I'm Brenda Malili, asking you to like, share, and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube channels. Until then, we'll see you again.